Good afternoon. Today is Saturday, March 9th. Yep, March 9th. Christy's birthday's on Monday. But we have birthdays today. Today's Juanita Perrin, P-E-R-R-I-N. Juanita, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Juanita. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. I couldn't stand that little alfalfa colic going up. I need a haircut. Anyway, it's also Lisa Victrol. No, wait, you know what? Juanita Perrin, that was your anniversary yesterday. I don't know why I'm singing to you, Juanita. I'm not even going to edit it out. You just got an early birthday song. How's that sound? Because I used the same sheet of paper and I scribble all around it, and I meant to cross you off because you were yesterday's news. You're old news. The new news is today is Lisa Victroy's birthday. So Lisa, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lisa. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. It's also Luna, and her channel name is Luna57. So Luna, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Luna. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope you both have a great, great birthday. Haven't been doing much today. Getting ready to start turning my clocks ahead. I did turn a couple of them ahead, the ones where we don't go in the rooms that often, the bedrooms. Some of my clocks, I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 of my clocks automatically turn, so I don't have to worry about them. But 37 of my clocks I have to manually do. So I did the ones in the bathrooms because I just need those in the morning when I'm getting ready to figure out what time it is. And then I did my grandfather clock, and I did the little clock by the front door. And then Jim and I are going to go to BJ's because I got to get new batteries, because we always switch the batteries out. We change the batteries in the smoke alarms, and we change the batteries in the clocks when we do the spring forward, fall back, all that good stuff. So we got to do that. Plus Jim needs some cheese, so we're going to do that. And then, what else? Not much going on. I didn't read today. Jim and I started another puzzle. Here you go. See how far we've gotten so far. Well, this is what the puzzle is going to look like when it's done. And Jim started working on the edges a little bit. I did the bottom part. This is driving me crazy because all the green goes on the bottom, as you can see. But it seems like I got way too much green, because it only goes up to here. And I know some of the green's going to go up, but not that much. You know, probably maybe about that much is going to be green. But we can't find the corner, which is driving us nuts too. And then I did work on this, and I started putting this together, which is going to go like right in here. But I know we usually only do 3 puzzles, and this is our 5th puzzle this year. We're just like in a puzzle. It's a puzzle, isn't it? Why we're so interested in doing more puzzles this year. This is another hard one. This is going to be 1,000 pieces, and it's like a lot of flowers and a lot of dark pieces and that. We're having a hard time with the border, but we always have a hard time with the border. We always do the border first. And then he did hang the picture, but we haven't figured out where we're going to hang it yet. So here's a picture of the mounted picture that we finished. And this is the puzzle we're going to hang. I don't know where we're going to hang it. We are thinking of maybe hanging it above the fireplace. We got to see if it'll fit. But there we go. So we got to figure out where we're going to. I'm thinking we're going to hang that upstairs, because that was quite the ordeal to do that one. So I'm thinking I'm going to hang that up somewhere. And then I was going to watch some YouTube videos today, and I just, like I said, I just been kind of I stripped down my refrigerator, took it all apart, and completely cleaned it. And I had some stuff in there that, way in the back of the fridge, where obviously I must not go because it was like bad. So I had to throw some stuff away. And then, so it's all sparkling clean, and then all set to go grocery shopping, but we don't need to go grocery shopping just yet. We usually go on Wednesdays, and we didn't go this past Wednesday because I had taken Mary. The day before, Don had called me and asked if he had left his phone in my car because he couldn't find his phone. And so I said, well, let me go look. And so he said, well, let me call it. And so he called, he was obviously using Mary's phone. So he called, and I could hear it ringing on his end, but it wasn't ringing in my car. We couldn't find it anywhere. And so I said, well, it's not here, Don. I've looked everywhere, And he says, well, it'll turn up. But I said, well, call the doctor's offices and stuff. And he says, no, I know I had it when I went to Sam's Club because I had to show my membership card, which is on my phone. And I said, well, that's true, because after we did that, the only place we went was to Burger King to pick up Mary's Burger King order. And, well, she did have a Burger King. So it's not the best food, but it's food. We had just come from buying her some Ensure. And so she did get like a Junior Whopper. But, so I said, well, what do you want before we pull up the window? I said, what do you want? She says, a Junior Whopper. I says, what do you want on it? She says, just a Junior Whopper. And I said, okay. So the guy comes on the window, and I said, 2 Junior Whoppers, because Don wanted a Junior Whopper. So I said, 2 Junior Whoppers. And so the guy says, is that it? And I go, yeah. And then Mary says, no, that's not it. And I go, well, what? And she says, well, I want extra tomato. And I said, what else do you want? She says, just tomato. So I said, could we get extra tomato? And so he said, okay. And I said, that'll do it. She says, no. I said, what, Mary? I said, you can tell me more than one thing. I can remember. So we actually got it. So anyway, Don called me yesterday. You didn't need to hear about the Burger King order. It was just kind of funny, because it was just like, just tell me what you want on the burger, and I'll let them know. I can remember more than one thing at a time. But he called me yesterday. He says, I found my phone. It fell out of my pocket into the bed. And when I went into bed, I laid on it and I found it. And he says, and I had the ringer off. So he turned the ringer back on. And so he says, well, he took Mary and him that sat outside the day before, because it got up to 65 the day before. It was really nice. And so he says, we sat outside for a little bit, and Mary really seemed to enjoy herself sitting outside, seeing the squirrels, because my sister's got like tons of squirrels. She feeds them. They come right up to the door, which I don't think is safe. But I love a squirrel, but I don't think I want them looking in my door. And she's got them looking in the door like, hello, where's my food? But so he says, yeah, she's thinking about going to the bank later on today. I go, Don, you're the one that told us that you don't want her driving, and you're going to let her drive to the bank? He says, well, she's moving around pretty good today, and the swelling on her legs have gone down. And I said, well, don't even carpet me anymore about her driving when you're going to sit there and be an enabler and let her drive. So he says, well, she's insisting she needs to go to the bank. I don't know why. We're not going anywhere. I said, well, let me, okay, whatever. So then I called Christy, because Christy doesn't live but maybe 10 minutes from her house. I said, your aunt thinks she's going to the bank today. And she says, oh, hell no, she's not. So she called Mary, and she says, little bird told me you think you're driving to the bank today. And she says, who told you? And she says, Don told you. And Christy and Don do not talk. They fight. They fight all the time, so they don't talk. So she says, yeah, when was the last time I talked to Don? And she says, yeah, you're right. You guys don't like each other. She says, well, who told you? She says, well, I don't know, but a little bird told me, and I'm bringing you over there. I'm coming over to get you. And so she says, whatever. She says, I could drive. I'm feeling much better today. Christy said, call me, and she says, you will not believe the difference of night and day. She says, on Monday, we could hardly get her out the door. She could hardly walk with the walker. She was hardly moving. I said, well, that's how she was when I brought her the other day to the doctor's. We actually had to have a wheelchair in the offices to bring her around because she couldn't walk. She says, she come out of that house on a cane. So she says, and not that she could win a race, but she says, oh my gosh, it was like night and day. If somebody would have told me she was hardly walking on a walker a couple of days before, I would have told them they were lying. She says, she did pretty good. So I said, well, that's good to know. She said she actually walked into the bank with the cane, and she was fine. So thank you for your prayers. They are working. They're definitely working, because she's doing a lot better. She's got a long way to go. She's got a long haul in front of her. But like I said, she's got the best attitude of all. And I think your attitude determines how well you're going to do in this life. And she's determined that she's going to do well. And she's going to go on that Alaskan cruise. And so she's going to do everything she can. And so she's working really hard. So, but continue prayers for her, because we don't want her to slack off. I'm going to fix it. Like I see little things, and they just kind of like annoy me. Especially when I'm editing. I'd like to fix something when I'm editing. I'm thinking, you can't fix that. You already filmed it. Forget it. It's done. Like my soulmate, sometimes he'll be like laying over like that. And I'm like, why didn't I notice that? But, but on my haircut, I'm going to get my haircut this week, because I didn't want it to be too short for the wedding, because Danny's getting married March 29th. But I wanted to get it cut, because it's still, I know people say, Sandy, your hair is not short. There's this girl at this lady at our Weight Watchers meeting. She's got the perfect, like I love her hair, but I don't want to say anything because I don't know if it's that short because she had cancer and it's just growing back, or she chose that as her. So she's just started joining Weight Watchers, and so I'm going to give her a little bit before I say something because you just don't want to mess up. Is because I'm sure that she seems nice enough that she wouldn't be annoyed. But when we were at the meeting, Amy was her name. She come up to me. She says, "Well, hi, you're here again. Oh, good." And then she goes, "Hi, Birdie, how you doing?" And she sits down and I told Birdie, I says, "Where do we know her from?" She says, "We know her from here." She was just that friendly. And I'm thinking, well, that's like me. I'm really super friendly too. But you get farther in life being friendly. You can be like we went to yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? No, I think it was yesterday we went. And yeah, it was yesterday. Oh, and I got a new kind of cheese. Keep me away from the cheese. I tell you, I'm part mouse, not rat. Part mouse. There's got to be a mouse inside me somewhere. It must have been my spirit animal is a mouse. Although I'm petrified of mice. I can't stand mice. But it's just I love cheese. And so when Jim was getting he likes pimento cheese, and so he was getting his cheese and his lunch meat because we went to Kroger's yesterday. But they had lost power because there was an accident and somebody hit the transformer, and so everybody on the other side of the street, busy street, lost their power. So he wanted to get some lunch meat, so we went to this one little market. It's an Amish market, and the lady she was not the least bit friendly. She was just maybe she was just having a day because no matter how hard I tried to perk her up, she was not going to be perked. She just was not. She's like, "What do you want?" It was like, "What do you want?" But anyway. There was this cheese that I've never seen before, and it was called bacon cheese. Bacon, cheese, who could go wrong? How can you go wrong with bacon and cheese? So I said, "Could I have like a little taste of it?" And she said, "What?" And I said, "Could I just have a little taste? Because I don't know if I'm going to like it." I knew I was going to like it. It's cheese. But, I wanted to taste it just in case. Oh my gosh, she cut me out this little tiny little paper thin little piece of cheese that, was like, oh my gosh. She's not going to lose any profits giving out free samples, let me tell you that. But it's just enough to put it on my tongue and savor it and think, bacon cheese. I said, I'll take a quarter pound. So I had that for my dinner last night. I had a little piece of cheese, which she cut paper thin too. It was like you couldn't hardly peel them apart because they were so thin. I had that and a tuna fish sandwich on toast. I didn't have the cheese on the toast. I had the cheese on the side as a hors d'oeuvre. Appetizer or whatever you want to say, but I had that and I had some broccoli cheddar soup. So that was my dinner last night. That was good. It was really good. For breakfast, I just had a hard-boiled egg and some berries. But it was. Well, what's good about the fact is the store is not close. I've never seen bacon cheese at Kroger, which is good, but it was good. It was really good. But I've never heard of bacon cheese, so we got that. That's what we did yesterday. And then for breakfast today, I had a bowl of oatmeal and a hard-boiled egg and a glass of juice. I don't know what I'm going to have for dinner. I haven't decided yet. I have to get the mail for my neighbor. She went to Barbados, her whole family. And she doesn't like to stop the mail because she says then somebody in the post office would know she's on vacation. I always stop my mail, but I said no problem. So I went and got her mail. I got hers in a bag in the other room. Last time they went on vacation, I did the same thing. When I go on vacation, I'm just going to stop the mail. Just what I'm going to do. But I noticed on Facebook that Roy, over at Recipes with Roy, I don't know how many of you follow him, but his cookbook is out. So in the description box down below, I'm going to leave a link to you get over to order his book. I think it was almost $25, $24.97 or something like that. So I think that I'm gonna get it. I know that. And then he's got another link for his store. If I can find that link, I'll do that because he's selling aprons and a whole bunch of stuff. But it's like on his Amazon store. But when I was reading my book, let me get my book. I really do like this book. I gotta hold it up. I guess I flash it too fast, and then you don't get to see it. You get to see who the author and all that is. But the one part, the mother has just been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and so she's writing this. She got this book from Amazon to leave for her daughter because it's just her and her daughter. She got pregnant when she was a teenager. Her family disowned her. The father disowned that he was the father. He didn't want to have anything to do with her. So she had the baby by herself. And so she's been raising the baby. And now they're both, the daughter's like in her 20s and the mother's in her 40s. And she's just been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. So she got this book. They talked about it in the story. And I thought this is pretty good. And it's just called, it's a handwritten legacy mom story, a memory and keepsake journal for my family. So I thought, I'm going to do this and share I am not going to write a book. My family always says, you got to write a book, you got to write a book. And so I'm not going to do this, but I'm not going to write a book. But this is going to be, I think this is kind of cool. And I think the book was $25, I think, something like that. And it's just like, it starts off with your early childhood, and then it just has memories that you put about your early childhood. And then you can put photos in there if you want. And then it just says different things about your work and your travel and love and family. I'm trying to think of some other ones I got here. Characters and values. Hypotheticals and curiosities. I'm going to have a lot to say in that section. I know that. Words of wisdom. I know that sometimes there's a lot of section for words and wisdom, so I don't know. So my plan is just, I don't plan on dying anytime soon, but I'm just planning on filling out that book so that I'm going to leave it with my death book, which is in here in my desk drawer. You don't need to see it. I can't find it. It's in there. So it's right with the death book, so my kids will see that when they find the death book. I know people don't know my channel. My death book is, when we did our will, I have seen all too well in my family, not even my family, but friends and stuff like that, that when someone dies, it gets kind of bitter sometimes because someone will say, I saw it especially when my mother's mother died, when my grandmother died, but when my mother got so mad at her sisters that she didn't talk to him for the longest time because they'd say, oh, I'm just going to say like an example. It's not going to be really exactly what they were fighting over, but like, I want the coffee pot because I bought mom the coffee pot, or I want the electric fryer because I bought mom the electric fryer. And so then it started all kinds of fights and stuff and they argued about everything. My mother just walked away, didn't want anything. So what we do in my family is we have what we call a death book, but, it's, I should probably just show it to you. I know it's got to be in here. I'm almost positive it's in here. Because I told my kids it's in this drawer. That's all you got to do is look for it in this drawer. But I don't see it, so I must have put it with my will. Oh, no, here it is. Here, I knew it was in here. Anyway, it's actually called Shine Bright. Because when we did the will, I said, well, we have everything listed in the death book. And the lawyer looked at us and he says, a death book. And I said, well, I brought it out. And he says, well, why don't we call it the Shine Bright book? I says, you can call it whatever you want as long as you put in parentheses death book, because my family needs to know what it is. So in the book here is, I have listed, I have all of the stuff, like all of my credit cards, so that they can call them and cancel them. I've listed all of that. I've listed all my bank account numbers so that they know where my bank accounts are. I've also listed how to use my phone to get things out. I also listed when I do die, which is a long time away, how to put up a video to let you guys know that she's gone. She won't be here tomorrow. Even though she says, I'll talk to you tomorrow, that doesn't necessarily mean she will be here tomorrow. But just in case, I put on here how to do it. I told them who to call, because I have a couple people on here that I want them to call to let them know personally that I'm checked out for the new life. And then we have listed all of the stuff that they wanted. So like what Jimmy wanted, what Christy wanted, what David wanted, what Danny wanted, all of the kids. They have a page, and on their page is the list of everything that they want. And what we do is, when I see something that somebody sees something that they want, that way. Somebody sees something that they want, like if they say, oh, I want this desk. I'll say, does anybody want this desk? And if more than one person wants the desk, then it goes into a raffle. And just the people that want the desk, their name goes into the raffle. And then they agree that whoever's name I pull out, that's who gets the desk. So, and if nobody wants it, because like Christy wants all my batteries, because it's a big joke in my family, because I have like tons of batteries. I have lots of batteries. I have a battery case. I have batteries in the drawer. I have batteries in a battery basket. I have batteries everywhere. And then here's our battery case. It opens up and there's obviously batteries inside. We got batteries everywhere. So Christy said she wanted the batteries, and nobody wanted them. So Christy's in the book for the batteries. And so she said, I don't want to hear anybody complain when I pick up all the batteries and to walk out of the house with all the batteries. So, I mean, there are things on there that nobody wanted, or one person wanted. So hopefully that'll help, with everything. So, okay, I guess I've rattled on. I made up for yesterday, hey? Yesterday when I didn't have hardly anything to say, and today I just rattled on about a bunch of stuff. So this is what I have to do. Thank you, Diana Cross. I have it right on my desk just to remind me. Stay patient and trust the journey, which is what I'm trying to do. Trying very hard to be patient. Trying. Sometimes it's harder than others. Some days it's harder than other days, and some days are easier than other days. I just wish all the easy days could all meld together and stay together, so I wouldn't have to worry about it. But, yeah. I can't think of anything else to talk about. Get my water in. Get my sleep in. That's it. I guess that's going to do it. So like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow.